Welcome back, everyone. Another fine week it's been. I've had a lot of rain, so I'm not sure if it is as fine as I'm implying or whether it's just been an okay week. But I hope that you've all had a great week yourselves. Pardon having to do this half an hour earlier this week. I didn't really want to. I like our normal 9 o'clock starts. I think that works best for everyone. But yeah, couldn't be helped this week, unfortunately, due to going. I've got an appointment, so I had to just go that a little bit earlier. But thanks for joining in if you are available today. So yeah, if you've got any questions, suggestions, any points whatsoever during the session, then please leave a comment and then we can sort of talk about it. And if you don't, then just sit back and enjoy. So just to recap, last week we did a live session and it was literally just going through the rules a little bit more, explaining the sort of the nuances of the system. Whilst this week we were actually in turn one. So what we will do, I believe, is get started. So this is turn one. And so we first thing with the rules, we track the date. So this date for turn one is going to be the 24th to the 30th of January. So I'll just write that down, 24th to 30th of Jan. Just off screen, I always have my piece of paper where I take all the notes for the turn, and then that way we can I can make the videos up later. Next up, we've got the initiative. So we're going to roll D6s. Hey, Luke, thanks for joining us. Glad you could make it. And I am pretty good. Yeah, it's been raining, but apart from that, not too bad. So all's well. I hope you're doing good yourself. But yeah, initiative. So we roll D6. There's no bonuses from last turn. So Napoleon does have a boost to his initiative of a +2. So let's roll and see if he gets it. Blue will be for the French, red will be for the coalition, and it's 2-2. But with Napoleon's boost, that gives the French the initiative. So the French get to go first this turn, which is good. And goes to the French. Check the weather. So let's see what the weather's going to do. It is January. So where's our dice? That's that one and that one. Let's roll and see what the weather's going to do. And we have got a 9. So 1 to 20 is fog. So it's going to be foggy this turn. Cool. It's going to be, if there are any battles to be fought, there'll be 12 turns. And the fog will allow units to be kept hidden on the map using blinds. So that's what the fog is going to do. And also it's going to have a detriment to being able to shoot at long range. Cool. Historical events. Turn 1. As the campaign began, the coalition were overextended. And at that stage, they did have quite poor communication as they were setting off in a hurry to try and catch Napoleon by surprise. Roll a d6 for each commander-led force. And on a 5 or a 6, they can't move this time. All right, so we shall, for this one, no, they can move. This one, they can move. They cannot move. They can move. They cannot. They can. They can. They can. And they cannot. Okay, so we've got 2 which cannot move. 2 coalition armies stay stationary. Okay. So that's going to be quite interesting when it comes to the plan for the coalition. So I'll just put this marker on him. And the other one, use that to show those 2 won't be able to move this turn. Cool. Now we've got the random events for the 2 armies. So let's roll first for the French and see if they have anything. So random event. Have rolled a 9, which is volunteer reinforcements. Local French supporters rally. A small light infantry skirmish unit joins your force at the nearest town to Napoleon. Okay, so 9 random event, small skirmish unit. Napoleon. Okay, that's quite an interesting one. I guess they don't like having their country invaded. Next up, we got the coalition, and we've rolled a 20. Allied reinforcements. So reinforcements arrive early on, and one additional unit can be deployed. Okay, cool. So once we get to the reinforcements page, where is that? So have a look. If there are any reinforcements this turn, I don't believe there are. Turn 1, no. So kind of doesn't do anything for them this turn. But cool. So logistics, don't need to worry. Everyone is in supply. So that's fine. Okay, so movement. What we'll do now is just jump over and see what the voting has been this week. Let's have a look. So for the French, we had 34 votes, and we've got a draw. So with 38% each, we've got strong push north, hold south, and then 38% for aggressive attacks. What they were is the strong push north. Northern forces advance towards and aim to destroy the isolated Prussian corps, which is this one. So it would be basically all of these forces moving down, trying to catch them and destroy them, whilst these two more or less just held in their position. Whilst the aggressive attacks option was the forces in the north to do the same again, whilst the forces in the south attack and try and destroy these two. So we've got a bit of a split there. So that'll take a bit of discussion for us. And for the coalition, with 48% of their votes, they've gone for full advance to the south. So the whole force advanced to the south to engage the French Guard and reserve forces. The Prussian First Corps act as a rear guard. Okay, so that's quite interesting. So I guess for the French, this side of it is very easy to figure out because they're just going to be moving down and trying to catch this corps and destroy them. Whilst for the French, figuring out what we're going to do with these guys, are we going to just attack? Or are we going to hold? That's going to be the question that we'll have to decide. And then for the coalition, it's kind of everyone is moving in that direction to try and fall upon them. So do you have any thoughts, Luke, or anyone else that's there as to what you would like the French or the coalition to do? I can't remember. I think you said you were playing as the French, Luke. And I think it was Mark who said he was going to be coalition this time. Anyway, whilst you have a think of that, I'll just start moving French troops from the north because we know what they're doing. They're going to be moving on the road, so they can go 12 miles. So that's going to be 4 centimeters. Yeah, so this was a slight change this turn, this game. Before we've just used bounds, whereas this time we're going more with actual measuring the distances. I am fighting for the glory of the Emperor. Good. I think roll odds or even in case of a draw. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can do that. And then that'll be the easier way. Cool. So that's basically as far as the French in the north get, unless we do a forced march, which may at this stage be a useful thing to do. But I'll leave that for you to decide there, Luke. And I will roll to see what the guys in the south are going to do. So on a 1, 2, or 3, they will kind of stay defensive. 4, 5, or 6, they'll go offensive. 5, that's offensive. Okay, so they are going to do the same. So they're going to advance down, and they are going to be with them. Okay, so they're going to be converging to attack the, I can't remember who that is, I think that's Russian corps under someone or other. Let me look. Let's have a look. That is number 1. That's Platov's Russian regular force. And the unit next door to him, or the corps, is the First Corps Austrian regulars. So, okay, we're going to have a nice punch up there. These guys are moving down. Cool. I think it might be worth trying to do a forced march with these two to try and catch the Prussians. So it allows you to gain a double move. D10. Just watching and listening. Busy at work. Airport. Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, glad you could join us and watch, even if you can't join in. Hopefully it goes the way that you want it. Where's my D10? There it is. All right, cool. Let's see if we can get these French to do a force march. So we've got to roll. Very similar risk with failure to march. Cool. We rolled a 2. Okay, they can't do a force march. So that's them. And the second group can't do a force march either. Cool. So no force marches for the French. Okay, now over to the Allies. They were all being commanded to move to the south. So these guys will obviously march up and they will be engaged. Over here, they are going to move along 4. They're going to be cross country, which is going to slow them down. So it's going to halve them. So they're only going to go. Actually, I guess they could go that way to there. He is going to be crossing over. And then he's going to be going cross country to try and get down. So he's going to end up there. Cool. So basically, at the end of the turn, we're going to have one punch up here, one battle between the French. And that's about it for turn 1's movement. So that's quite interesting. See how everything goes. Battles this turn. Battles. We've got the French Guard and Reserve Corps versus the Russian Platov and Austrian First Corps. If there's any coalition players there, do you want the coalition to attempt to speed march or force march to try and get further over? I'll just leave that one with you. As far as the numbers in this battle, let's have a look. We've got, I think it's going to be quite equal, to be honest with you. The French Old Guard, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 infantry, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're pretty well identical. So there's not a huge amount of difference in numbers. The difference is going to be in the quality of the French. I think you'll find there. Imperial Russia and Napoleon's League. Fair enough. Okay, what I'll do is I will roll a dice, and on a 1, 2, or 3, they will try and force march, and on a 4, 5, or a 6, they will not. So 1, 2, or 3 is what we need. 1, 2, 2 it is. Cool. So we will attempt to force march the Russian and Austrians and Prussians. Cool. So for the force marches, coalition armies, here we go. So first one they get 2, so they will be moving another 2. Okay, they're obviously stuck. That group there rolls a 9, so they will get their movement off, which will give them an additional 2. These chaps here, let's see if they do. They do as well. So they're going to get to about there. And then this one here down at the bottom, 5. What is 5? On a 5 to 7, they succeed, but they do suffer cohesion loss. Okay, so they will get their movement in. So they may be able to come on as reinforcements, but they will suffer cohesion loss of, what did I just say? D4. Let's borrow the D4. They'll take 4 cohesion loss spread across the army. So, okay. -4 cohesion to whoever they are. And then we'll just quickly roll for the last one. And they've rolled a 5. And so they again get the movement, but they suffer their cohesion loss. So, and they take only 1. So that's not so bad for them. -1 cohesion to, just quickly check who those forces are. And they are the 3 and 5. 3 is the 3rd Corps Austrians. And the 5 is the 5th Corps Austrian/Saxons. Cool. So that's that. So we are going to have a nice battle this turn, which is going to be quite an interesting one, with two good forces, with one group coming in potentially as reinforcements. I love the campaigns too. There's just something about it because you just don't know how it's going to go, and one battle can change everything. Luke, I just fancied fighting a defensive battle. Yeah, I thought fighting defensive was going to be what people were going to go for. Hold these towns where the rivers are. And I thought people were going to say probably either pull back to there or to there for the French, but I guess not. Also, initially when I was looking at I think it was on Tuesday, the overall votes, it was looking like it was going to be a general advance for the coalition. And so then I thought, oh, well, if people do vote for the attack in the south, it will just be 2 against 2. So it's interesting how things changed very rapidly over the last couple of days. So that's our move. What else do we have? Cohesion. There's been no battles, so that's fine. There's no unit experience gained yet. So that's our turn 1 options there, guys. Pretty interesting situation. Just for anyone that's just tuned in, the reason there's a dice and a coin on these 2 units is because due to lack of communication this turn, those 2 armies weren't able to move. Everyone else has. So this weekend we will have the first battle. I'm not sure what we'll call it. Battle of Toys, maybe. I'm not sure. But we'll call it something to do with that area. And I will get that battle report out on Monday/Tuesday, along with the options for the next turn based off of what the results are of that, just like we have done in all the previous campaigns. If you have any thoughts between now and then as to what you would like the 2 armies to do regarding options, then do either comment on here or on Facebook. And then that way, when I'm coming up with those options, I can use what you've come up with yourselves, if they're still practicable after the battle has been fought. But yeah, should be quite an interesting start to the campaign there. I would say, seeing as they are quite outnumbered, the French there should probably fight a more defensive battle. But who knows? Maybe going fast and hard to try and break those 2 before the reinforcements come might be the order. Who knows? Especially with the fog, not being able to see what's going on. Yeah, going hard and fast, try and break them, possibly might be the way to go. But yeah, we'll wait and see. And as for the coalition, probably just try and steamroller across using their numbers. But it's going to be an exciting one. So unless any of you guys have anything extra... Oh, sorry. Are you fighting the battles? At this stage, yes, I am going to fight the battles, me and the club. But if any of you guys do want to fight battles, then that's something that I'm always keen on. What I would need from you, if you do want to do that, is to take photos or videos, send them over to me, and then that way I can create the battle report and the options video like I did in the previous campaigns, for everyone to see what happened. So if you're keen on doing that, then yeah, let me know, and you guys can get involved in the fighting. If not, then yeah, I'll just fight them, take the photos, videos, and do it all myself. Chase the isolated force. French to be aggressive until reinforcements. The fighting withdraw. Yeah, that's yeah, I think sounds good. Yeah, keep going after them and do a fighting withdrawal. Yeah, probably best. Cool. Well, I won't take up any more of your time, guys, and I also need to start getting ready for my appointment. But thank you all for your time and for getting involved in the campaign so far, and all the support that you've shown. I think this one is going to be very, very interesting over the coming weeks, especially with these slightly shorter movement distances. It's going to be a real maneuver campaign, I think, more so than the previous 2. But yeah, thanks again, and I will see you all next week. Take care, guys.